Hi everyone, it's Sam from SiteMate. In this video, we're going to take a look at how autosave and draft mode works in the Dashpivot app. There may be times where you're filling out a form and you're interrupted, so you need to put the tablet down, or you switch apps, or your battery dies, or you accidentally close the Dashpivot app. This is where autosave comes in. So when you first start to fill out a form, Dashpivot will actually save a draft of the form that you're filling out. And that way, if something happens, all of your progress is not lost. So you'll be able to reopen the app and there'll be a draft sitting there waiting for you to pick up where you last left off. So we're going to take a look at how that works. I've got the Dashpivot app open here, and we're going to tap on a template, and we can see all of our existing records here. We're going to create a new form, so we're going to click that green button here, open that up, and you can see that we have a series of fields. So I want to show you that as soon as we start filling out this form, there's going to be a message that appears at the top that tells us that the form has been saved as a draft. So until we start actually modifying this form, nothing will happen. But if I tap on Zone 1, you'll see that it displays this orange message, changes saved as draft. Now that message will disappear, but as we continue to work down through the form and continue to make changes to it, in the background, Dashpivot is actually auto-saving a draft of this form sort of as you go and saving it as a draft. Now I just want to show you that if we click cancel, because we've actually started to fill out this form, it will give us a few options, including the option to keep the form as a draft. So we could store it locally on our device and come back to it later. We don't often recommend this because you can just save the form and then go back to it and modify it later anyway. So it's probably not something that you need to do very often. But just know that the option is there to keep this form as a draft. It's worth noting though that if you save a form as a draft, no one else will be able to see that form, whereas if you save it, they can. We're going to discard that one, but let's say that we were filling out the form, we put in the date, we start filling it out, and then for whatever reason we accidentally shut down the Dashpivot app, or our battery runs out of juice. So we're going to simulate that by just shutting down the Dashpivot app now. But we know that the form has been auto-saved as a draft for us. So if we reopen the Dashpivot app and we go back to templates and we go to the template that we were looking at before, you can see that we have our draft sitting at the top here. So you can tell it's a draft because it says draft in yellow, and then it's got sort of this dotted sort of outline. It looks a bit fainter. This is how we know that this form is a draft. And if we open it by tapping on it, you can see that it's got the same information that we had filled out before we shut down the app. So it's auto-saved that information as a draft. We could then continue from here and start to or continue to fill out the content of this form, and then click save once we're happy with that, and it will start to upload the information into Dashpivot. Now it is worth noting that the draft and autosave functionality is only available in the Dashpivot app and not via the website. Any drafts that you save are stored locally on your device and can't be accessed via the computer or other devices, and as we said before, by anyone else sort of within your team. The drafts are kept on your device even if you log out, and when you log back in, they'll still be there. But note that if you uninstall the app and reinstall, the drafts will be lost. And as a tip, we recommend saving your work as you go rather than using drafts. The forms can be changed later, and Dashpivot has a strong set of version control features, so there's no reason why you can't just save sort of as you go. It's more of a safety mechanism in case your battery dies or something happens. So yeah, that summarizes how autosave and draft mode works in the Dashpivot app. If you have any questions, you can reach out to our team via live chat, either on the Dashpivot website or within the app. And as always, thanks for watching.